Yeah. All right. So in today's session, we are going to learn how to build WordPress plugins. And we shall start with what you need. And it's simple. People think that building WordPress plugins is very complicated, but it's not very complicated. So we shall start with this and what you need. You need some HTML and PHP knowledge for you to build with WordPress. To build WordPress plugins, you also need a working web server like MAMP, XAMPP, LocalWP, and others. You can also just install it in your online hosting service and then install a WordPress website there, and you can follow along. As long as the hosting service has a file editor, you can the third thing you need is a working instance of WordPress. So if you cannot afford installing WordPress on your computer, you can go and to this platform known as InstaWP. It will help you to spin up a WordPress instance in just seconds, and you can follow along from there. The only thing is that with InstaWP is that the free websites expire in 2 days or 48 hours. But I mean, in that period, we should be done with our plugin. So the plugin we are going to build is simple. We are going to build a plugin that adds something to the login page of WordPress. So I'll open my browser here. Excuse me. I think I need to get out of this mode. So here you can see that we have a WordPress logo. How have I reached here? Of course, I've already installed WordPress on my computer via MAMP. That process I won't show for interest, because I assume that people know how to install WordPress on their devices. So I go to it as if I want to log in, and you can see the WordPress logo. You can also see the WordPress username or email address, password, remember me, or remember me, login, lost your password, go to Dev Mentor. So if you click go to Dev Mentor, they should take you to the home page of the website. And if I put WP-admin, they'll take me back to the login page. So the login page is where we want to put a message, a custom message that can let people know that this is my website, okay? And it's not generally WordPress. So how can we do that? I have opened the WordPress folder in VS Code, and I would like us to start from there. So the WordPress folder has a folder inside it called WP admin, another one called WP content. WP includes, and it has other files that are for WordPress. So we are not interested in any of these files. We are interested in this folder here, WP content. Double click it, and inside it you find subfolders. Among them is the plugins, themes, upgrade, uploads, and the index.php file. What we are interested in at the moment is plugins. This folder, if you've used WordPress before, every plugin you install in WordPress is put in this folder. So that's why you see Advanced Custom Fields Pro is one of the plugins that I installed in my WordPress installation: custom post type maker, Elementor cards slider, Elementor post tabs, Elementor Pro, Mokisa Safari price table, Mokisa Safari route map. So these and WordPress importer, all of these are plugins that are in my WordPress installation. So what are we going to do? What we are going to do is to create a new folder and we can start building. So click on the plugins and then click the folder here, the folder icon to add a new folder, and we are going to call our plugin login form customizer. No, we can say custom login form. Then we can put something like CLF. I'll explain that in the future when we reach the level of uploading the plugin to the WordPress plugin repository. So after creating that, we need to do something. And what's that? We need to enter this folder and create a file in it. The file we are going to create is a PHP file. So usually we can call it plugin. Oh, my keyboard. Plugin.php. Or you can call it any other name you want. Then the most important thing is how do we start? Because you know that in WordPress there will be a lot or many plugins. So you have to find a way of uniquely describing your plugin so that WordPress can identify it from others. All right, so what we shall do is we shall add the manifest code to the WordPress file, and we can open PHP first. Then we put comments, the PHP comments, and in this block is where we're going to put the details that describe our WordPress plugin. The most important is the plugin name. It's the most important. Then we can put the name. For example, we can say custom login form, maybe custom admin login form. Okay, then there are other things you can add, like the version. I like using the semantic versioning, so I would call it 0.01. Then description is important because you will see where the description gets to be displayed. But before I add it, you can put tags. So I've not put the value. So the way these descriptions are is that at the left there is a name, you put a colon, and then at the right there is a value after the full colon. That's why you see, and every description must be on its line, or every manifest must be in its line, or every comment must be on its line, whatever you want to call it. Then there's an important thing that you may want to mention, which is the author and the plugin URL. Plugin URL, where you are hosting the plugin, where the docs of the plugins are. Those are all important, but they are not mandatory. The most important is plugin name. All right, so I can save this and then go to the WordPress installation. I'll go to the browser here and log in, but I've forgotten my login details, so I have to find a way of changing, finding out the login details or changing them. So I'll do this. I'll go to phpMyAdmin because the WordPress database is accessible via phpMyAdmin. Then I think this is my WordPress installation database, and then I click WP user. There's dev.vug as the username, but I don't know the password. So how to change the password is simple. You click edit on that excuse me, I'll go back a bit. On this field, on this row here, I'll click edit and then I'll put the password I want. So I'll just say simple, something like that, and I'll select MD5 here, and I will go ahead and save this. Then is it, yeah, it is saved. Now I can come over here and put David.ug, then simple, and it should log in. Okay, it is asking me about this email is correct. Yeah, now, so we are in our WordPress installation. Now what we need to do is to go to the plugins, click plugins, and the plugin is here, custom admin login form. All it is waiting for is to activate it. You can see that this plugin, this is the name over here, but you can see that there isn't anything around here above version because we did not add a description. You can see that this plugin, for example, has a description, has the version, has this buy and the view details, because this person added more details to their plugin. So we can go back to VS Code, and at the description here we can say customize the have a professional custom WordPress login form for free. So here in the tags we can put things like free login, can put things like custom, whatever you want. Author, we can put David Wampamba, or you can put your name, and I can put the website of the author as davidofug.com. Then I save. Now I should go back to this page and reload. Yeah, the description is here. Okay, the description is here, and the versioning number is here, and you can see the system shows by David Wampamba, but David Wampamba is not linked, so you cannot click on this name to go to my website, simply because there's an error. Probably I would have put author URL here, author URL. By the way, the order does not matter. The order of these details or comments does not matter. You can start and end with any. So I will go back and reload. Oh, okay, it looks like I've forgotten how to do that, but what I can do, I can go to these other plugins and check. Yes, there is plugin URI here, and there is author URI. So my mistake was saying plugin URL. Should be URI, and then I can come over, reload. Yeah, you can see that the author name is highlighted, and this is also highlighted. So this is supposed to go to the plugin docs, and this is supposed to go to the author's website. So if I click my name here, it is loading. I think my internet is a little slow, but you can see there my website has loaded. All right, I'll go back, and that's it. So we can now activate the plugin. Why do we need to activate? To see if we've not broken anything before we continue any further. So I will click activate, and the moment you click activate, you see this message plugin activated. and you see deactivate on the plugin, then what you can do is to go to the website itself, to the front end or to the visitors end, and see if you don't see anything wrong. If the site is loading, so far we are so good. Now let's continue. So we want to display a login message, okay, to the login form. If I log out here, we want to have some message. This one is a message that shows that we've logged out, which is okay. And now let's go and write some PHP code. That's why we said in the beginning that if you want to follow along, you need to make sure that you have PHP and HTML knowledge. So we can put our code here in this plugin .php file. Yeah, so let's do that. And how are we going to do that? WordPress is a powerful tool that you can extend it easily. So we shall write some custom code, and this code we are going to put it in a PHP function, and we shall call this function my login message. That's how we create a function in PHP. This is commonly in PHP, people like to separate words using underscores, but even if you just write it like this, it won't be wrong. If you write it in a camel case, it won't be wrong as well, like that. But the most common convention is this, and I advise that if you want to land a PHP job or WordPress development job, you better go with the commonest convention. So we shall echo here. I prefer not to use the word echo, so I'll close the PHP here, and then I will just write a paragraph, okay, and I'll give this paragraph a class y, you'll see, and say I'm gonna give it class my login message. And when we are separating words in HTML attribute values, we commonly separate the words using the hyphens or the dash, not the underscore. Then I'll say welcome to Dev Mentor, something like that, and I put an exclamation mark. Then I'll do this, and I will open PHP here. Usually the reason I don't like using echo it's pretty not processed by PHP that much, so I just do it that way. It's my style. You can choose to follow your style. Now, after creating this function, you know functions do not work unless they are invoked, but in WordPress, because we want to display this message at a specific area, we cannot just invoke the function. For example, we cannot just go ahead and do this. This would not really be helpful. So what do we need to do? What we need to do, oh sorry, I had deleted everything. What we need to do is to use something called a hook, okay? Something called a hook, so that we hook into the WordPress functionality. You know, we need to hook into WordPress. Okay, now how do we do that? WordPress hooks are made in a way that they are named. So the hook we need is going to be added by a special function from WordPress. This function is not from PHP. It's from WordPress. It's add filter, and it takes a minimum of 2 arguments. The first argument is the area where you want to hook, and the second argument is the function that you want to hook to this area. So the area is most probably login message, and then the function that we want to bring is my login message. So this area here is determined by WordPress. You don't come up with it. And I'll show you later how to find these, okay, where to find them. But for now, we are going to do this. We've hooked onto the platform, and now we've hooked onto WordPress at the login section, at the login message section. Now we can save, and we can go back and refresh the browser to see whether what we are doing has worked. You see that? There you go. Welcome to DevMentor. This, as if I remove this from the browser, okay, let me just go to WP admin and welcome to DevMentor. So this has literally, in just a simple, in just a few lines of code, probably it will take you 3 minutes, you've been able to customize your login, WordPress login form. So what we can do, since this is not properly aligned, we can add some CSS to our login message. And what we are going to do is we shall just go up here and write style. This is it called inline style? So I'll put equals text. I don't even know if this is mandatory. And this is, to add styles like this is not really recommended, but we are doing it for the interest of this video, which is not very advanced. But as we go on in the next episodes, we shall see the safe ways of doing this. So we shall write message here. So this means that if you know CSS, you know that this means that I'm specifying a class called my login, and you can see it here. So then I can open the brackets to start CSS. So I'm gonna give this a background color of 00749C, right? And the border color of something, the border is gonna be 1 pixel solid, and I can just leave it as triple D. Then we can give it a color of white. We can leave it as with this color, but for the interest of this, let's just put 9 triple nines, and then we can give it a font size of some rem units, like maybe 2 rem. That should be very big, and we can give it a padding, and a padding of maybe 10 pixels, and we save. So this should add some styles to our plugin, to our custom message. I'll reload, and yeah, that's it. So I can go back and change the color, maybe if I want this color here, from this to either black or to white. Let's see which one looks a little bit better. Oh, which color did I change? Probably I did not change the I changed the border color. The border color, okay, I can leave it at that, but this one is the one I wanted to be this black, and you can see, oh no, yeah, I think this is clear enough, and we can make it a little bit smaller by changing the rem units to 1.5. We can also make it text align center, okay, and we can now go to reload again. That's it. Isn't that amazing? So we've just customized our WordPress login form by just doing this. So this means that you can even use the CSS we've added you can use it to customize this area. For example, I can inspect this label here. I can inspect this label over here, and I see that it has it's in login form, ID login form. I can take this, and then I can take the label and change the color if I want. We can try it out. Let's see. So we can try it out here by saying login form, and then label. I would want to be specific, so paragraph label. Then I would want to give it a color of 0749C. Yeah, hopefully it works. Yeah, you see, we've changed the color by using the CSS we just added to our plugin here. If I collapse this, there, that's it. So after doing this, assuming you've developed your plugin and finished, you want to distribute it to other people. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go in this area where it is, like I've said, reveal the folder, and here it is. I don't know how to zoom this, but I think I don't know. I don't see where to make it bigger. I'll just assume that you guys can see. Yeah, in interest of time. So I've opened the WordPress directory in my file manager. You go to WP content, plugins, and your plugins here. So just right click it and compress it or zip it. You get the zip file and share it. And if someone uploads this zip file in their WordPress, it will work. Let me show you an example. So I'll delete this file, this folder here. I'll delete it, and by saying move to bin, and then I'll go back to the browser. I'll reload. You see, WordPress has gone back. This is why we like WordPress, because it's highly extendable and in the quickest way possible. So if I want to now bring back my plugin, let me log in first to show what is happening. So I will write my password, and if we go to the plugins over here, our plugin is not. You see, it says the plugin this has been deactivated due to an error. Plugin file does not exist. So if I reload, that error message is not going to be displayed because the plugin is not existing. So now I can bring the plugin back. Let me just do something small before. I'll copy this. I'll take this folder to the desktop so that I can access it easily. Yeah, so is it at the desktop? Probably, I should assume. What name did we call it? We called it custom something. All right, I would assume that it's at the desktop. Now I'm gonna go to the plugins. I'm gonna go here on the browser and click add new. At the plugins, upload, choose, and then select desktop. Custom login form is there. Open, install now, activate plugin. Plugin activated. I'll log out. Yeah, there you go. So, what have we looked at today? Simply, we've covered how to build a WordPress plugin using PHP. We've been able to look at how to add the descriptions to the plugin file. You know, in order for WordPress to identify the plugin file, the descriptions are these ones. You can call them the manifest. So we've been able to look at them in order to get started. We've looked at how to use WordPress hooks by looking at there's another type of hook we shall see in the future sessions, but we've added a custom message to the login page of WordPress admin, and that's it. So thank you for watching. If you are new to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and also share this. That's the only way you can support my channel. And in the description of this video, there is a PayPal link if you want to support, so that I can, you know, produce more content even faster. That will be really helpful. See you in the next.